Mia madam for na me no ebokusu atafre a me no wo adwumam ye start say be this travel processes near ade bi madam for ikoi within 2 years madam for besidan na me da so te Ghana asase kra me ntobi.
Hello our cherished viewers, we welcome you today, and then as you know, this is your boy Starboy and I've got my brothers here. And that's also your topic episode di Hong Kong. Topic na so a banger. Anything. Our topic today is mainly going to be on why Ghanaian youth, the nurses, the teachers, basically the youth coming to the UK, going to the Canada, going to the America, why are they leaving Ghana? Before I start now, I want to give a shout out to our production team, the director, the editors, the lights, the sound. Trust me, they are doing a massive job. Yeah, the VBA yeah, the viewers are say. Nyamisha will be our subscriber, will be our supporter from day one. And yes, have a beam. If come again. So, without much ado, I'll introduce my brothers and then they are going to give their view on the topic on board today. Why are Ghanaian youth leaving Ghana to the Western world or to the outside world? From Ghana, what is the main purpose? What is the main cause? Perry. Sam. Eskeni Perry. What's up? Why need you kasa? Where did you why need you kasa?
It started through baby.
And yeah, Perry. So mommy.
All right. So I'll first greet our viewers and we thank you for having time to watch us, to listen to the little opinions, whether bad or good. Munya time sharing. To touch on the topic that you are bringing on board, I would say that this kind of menace is not only related to Ghana. I think in most part of the world, places where there is much poverty, places where people think like what they are supposed to get, they are not getting. Most of them are migrating to places where they feel like, okay, me koha no ma, menya say. Because growing up, we've seen it. There are evidences. Back in the days in our classrooms, you see the rich kids. Oh, me papa wa ha, me mama wa ha. You see the kind of shoes they are wearing and all that. There is something evidential about them. Because utimi kosra down for you if you ne papa wa brucho shut down on team. You go to their living rooms, TV near this you are making a bini ho. You get it. Okay. You see them going on vacations and all those stuff. Oh, making open school, okwa bekwa kodo, oko swabanchi. You see, so there is this kind of indoctrination. I say, yehu say, okay, we papa kwa bruche no, as omu fie, efe omu uska, any idea. Then when you grow up and life begin to hit you as youth, in our part of the world, our family system is such that it is not just about the nuclear family. It's about the extended family as well. Because you are growing up, you see that there is a certain auntie, there is a certain uncle, there is a certain brother who is helping you come up to achieve certain things that obia pese will achieve, unyini a pese will achieve. And we become indebted to these people. The kind of love that we get for them, as a growing up, and you want to pay them back. You want to get into that position whereby you say, me auntie we all share me. Means me per se, me ye bibi, na me de sheni. Be like, you have that kind of. I say, bibi, ye the bibi do amu say odo nipa bi say Into person unye bibi na unfa appreciating. But then looking at our country, I think touching on what teachers are going through in Ghana, no, we made mention of certain things like there isn't a good system, there isn't good policies, and it kind of translates to what we are trying to talk about. Me a young boy, me a young girl, my co school, my real school. I'm expecting say, beti me ednya bibi aye ama sitnemu no ebe me like me hube han me. It's not necessarily like say government and provide the ejuma emayeng. Right? But a government now said yes, obe putting measures in place. Said they even if someone wants to do on any business and I say like opese onye bibi fanketa for no ho nipan bedeng obe thrive. You get it? I've seen I have friends they try to do things on their own, and the way the system frustrated them, the way like omo brand sana omo betimi I get it to even like one success story, no, they give up because the system is not favorable. They are giving all these favorable conditions to foreign companies, people who come in. It's like there is this syndrome in Ghana. There is this white man syndrome. I say, Ghana for you who are brofona, and I who so will be free. Abrochaba, you who is saying nyame. And it is something that is really rooted in our system. A dream be she team say, oh, Bronina bane de Bronini de any year, Intiema Bronini chance. Broni Beba will pay peanuts, will give all the necessary conditions to the Westerner. Said the bear or no nubet me, I establish whatever he or she wants to establish. By yen timemufona ankasano, the system is designed to frustrate us. The system is designed in a way say I say ye kawashe. And if I'm a young boy, young girl at the point where I have to go out there, make ends meet, take care of my family and all that. At a certain point, me when I started working after my national service, when I started me go school say my school fees quite big to ya. You be neko to ya. Yam first scanning shaman say me kwako to your fees. Into say me fees here 500 CDs, 1000 CDs cross. I see can cramming. Me who be that. Till me started my national service at that time you to me said 330 was saying. Now company far made the 200 become 500. That very month crying here in Tuayenka. Omo ye no 2 months and omo can boom. E buy na me number 1000 CDs. But my many j. Cause me who's asikani with that. Then it got to where I was employed. I was getting some amount of money. Meaning say oh. But then at a point and I realized that my responsibilities are Dawson. You have certain obligations towards your family. And you see sometimes a kayen kwa in kasasi kana eji organa no. Inki okay. Cause me tiena se mi organa na mi jibe 3,000 CDs, 4,000 CDs. Men kwa die can be okay. But you see, one family member is one sickness away from getting the family broke. You see that you'll be working for years. Now salary are 200 CDs. There is no structure, there is no government policy, there is nothing. We have a labor commission that doesn't really care about what employees are going through. Until when says animal we never frustrate you to the point where you be like, no, minya sika kakra me de betu kwan because me wona form to kwan afam me madam for na me no ebokusu atafre a me no we adwumam ye start say be ye this travel processes near the madam for you within 2 years madam for besidan na me da so te Ghana asase kra me ntobi
let us a Perry asase kra when you dey untobi good. Eski, what do you think about Perry's submission? What have you got to say?
Well, I think Perry has a point. All his points are valid. And they are true. Now, no, youth in Ghana, times are hard. And you know, any slight opportunity they want to leave the country. It's very true. We left the country due to one or two reasons. But here is my take on this topic. I think, say, every youth has to get a valid reason why he or she wants to leave the country. Why am I saying this? Perry's submission, he was saying, say, a kanon kwa, or just 4,000, 5,000 cities. For non kwa, he's very much okay. And that's very true. Say me to here, what I would take or what I would eat and drink and wear. 5,000, 6,000, 4,000 will be fair enough for me. But the kind of family we have, the kind of obligations we have, and yes, so we understand. But okay, your culture now, send ye in Penfocano. I was saying, so Yama, it's tutu. Send no more is near the FFE. So all these obligations are bound or are tied to us. So we have to give back to the society and to the family as well. And with the structures in place, in the country, and what? Because at the end of the day, it can't even take you home. Your take home salary, it can't even take you home. How much more to take care of your family and other relatives as well? But then notwithstanding, every youth should also have a valid reason of traveling.
Okay. Yes. I get the point. Right. But the thing is, Perry, back to what you said, or one of the things you were saying. Don't you think that we bringing family crosses on our necks or on our shoulders are not necessary? Don't you think that, we are not obliged? Fine, we understand that there's a culture in Ghana or in Africa that when your mom and dad take care of you and then you grow up, you also have a responsibility to perform to them when you also, when you're also up and all that. But the thing is, don't you think that we overput some family burdens and some family crosses on our necks?
I think this is really a very sensitive thing to touch on, because when it comes to family burdens, family crosses, like you are saying, say ya jatu your so be yeah, in a way, I say it's true. Like sometimes I say you hire too much with some of these things, but honestly, I don't think how I was brought up, I don't think how I grew up, I will find it easy deserting my family. You get it? Yes, you can decide to do some of these things. You can decide to say it's a media. Okay, baby, I may do no. And yes, you can carry all the crosses, but like I was saying, there are some key people in your family growing up, they played a very important part in your life.
That you can never take out.
And when it comes to you and then people, relatives, even friends and all that, there are some people who are going to impact your life that when you get there, you can never turn your back on them. You can never and ever turn your back on them. Intermediate mean kase ABI family no burden at your household and I say as you too much. But then my submission is it is just got to do with you, the individual. If you think when you get to that point and you don't want family burden to be on you, it is your choice to make.
Okay, fine. Do you want to say something?
No, it's a different thing, but all.
Then proceed. You proceed.
I think another reason too has to do with the pressure, the pressure, the media pressure, and peer pressure as well. These two things.
You hold on. Viewers, one thing I've really, discovered, or I've really got to, is that, don't you guys think that, fine, we know the government system, we know the system in Ghana, we know the system in Africa. To talk of Ghanaians or Ghana own, we know that the system is not supportive. We know that. We know everything. But one thing I want to talk on is, don't you think we paying so much money to people? Because for all you know, people could pay like £10,000, 15,000, 20,000 pounds to people who call themselves agents, and then to do what they say connection. And then if people back in Ghana have all these monies, if you are in Ghana and you have like 15,000, 20K, 25,000 pounds, and you could pay that to an agent, don't you think there are better ways, better options you can, use the money for back in Ghana and make it big?
Yeah, I think when my brother Bankers was talking, he made a point that you need to have a valid reason why you want to leave the country. You should have a purpose, like something should be there, like why do you want to travel? Me, for instance, being in a corporate world, as someone I'm at school, I'm reading. If I'm supposed to be in a company for 5-10 years, I need to see progression. You get it? I can't be in a company where it's like I'm stagnant. I'm always at one point doing the same thing over and over. I'm going to get bored. So I need to know that this particular field I'm in, there is some kind of progression for me. I have to get here in the next 2 years. I have to get there. But then our system in Ghana doesn't allow that. People are sitting on positions for so long. It's been politicized. It say you as the youth now, these things are going to frustrate you. You get it? And making mention of the money, the 10,000s, the 14,000s, me too, kana minisa no.
Okay, if you have, you wouldn't.
The point is, I don't have that money to even travel. But you see, people are going to listen to you. People are going to look at why you want to travel. You are going to school. You are going to do this. And when it gets to that point, people are willing to support you because they believe that the opposite unkoyen say a supportive wa.
Good. Then I have two questions. One thing is, at Dana, whilst I'm in Ghana, why don't you believe in me that I could set up a business?
Let me.
You hold on. That's one. Why don't our parents, our family members, our friends, our loved ones in Ghana, why don't they believe that we have the energy to set up a business? So, fine, let me put some money into you. Nefaye Juma. I know the emergency they say will be on the back. That's one. And two, you guys were in the corporate world in Ghana, right? You guys were doing the office job, innit? Good. I have people in there, more Ghana, Ethiopia 5K, 4K, 3K. Somebody could tell you that, me a nurse, but maybe you can crab and you clean your crab, maybe. I don't know if you guys get what I mean. Obi Timika say, Obi a kebia cheme that, me a teacher, Ethiopia 3K, but maybe UK and I maybe Canada, maybe America be clean your crab, maybe. What is the thing behind that mindset? Because I have two things right now. The first one is, why don't they believe that if they give us the 10K, the 15K, the 20K pound or dollar, you wait to me the year, why don't they believe that? And the two, I don't know, be all corporate or the 3K, 4K, 5K. Say, obeja in a profession, nurse, teaching now, or at all, no, I be clean a crowd Canada or Beba.
All right. I think I'll first touch on your first question, which was why people are paying
So much money,
this
yeah.
amount of money just to come. It boils down to my earlier submission. Say, have a valid point, a valid reason. Say, na per week, no, if my family gets to know, say, oh, SK question there, oh, yeah, £10,000, £14,000, £20,000 for the school fees, wherever the money is, they will dig it out. Even you yourself, if you have that kind of money, at the honor, oh, you sit yourself down, you assess yourself, and have the mentality say, I don't know how that's what we're going to do.